Alright guys, we have our 2 undefeated players downstairs in the feature match here, so we're just going to jump right into it.
We have Tim Scroggs on green-white Elves and David Reha on a very foily bring-to-light Scapeshift deck.
Oops.
I just missed the die roll there. But we're looking for Tim to try and amass a large amount of Elves and kill his opponent using Azuri and other anthem-like effects like Elvis Archdruid, while Reha will try to stave off the Elf Menace and eventually get to at least 7 or 8, 9 lands and cast the marquee card Scapeshift in order to use Valakut to kill Tim.
Tim, your G's are too big. I think you should get that checked out. They're covering up your green men.
So from Reha here, we see probably one of the best starts out of Scapeshift, and that's green source into a Search for the Mars on Suspend. So this is one of the explosive draws that allows things like turn 4 you can have 5 mana available and or turn 3 rather have 5 mana available and cast your first Bring to Light to maybe find something like an Anger of the Gods or something to interact with your opponent. Tim elects to play Heritage Druid. This can also lead to some explosive draws. A Dwin's Elite on 2 mana here can very quickly turn into 3 mana, which can turn into, it can just cascade into a lot more mana sources, and maybe a Collected Company or a Chord of Calling for a very powerful spell. So here's the Dwin Elite. So here's 3 Elves for the requisite for Heritage Druid's ability to make 3 mana, which you'll see Tim tap his creatures for. To play, let's see here, we have a lot of different payoff cards. Alright, Elvis Visionary going down to 1 green mana in pool. And looks like
Just
Tim
gonna kick it back.
Yeah, Tim didn't find another one.
He has looks like he has a lot of business and not so many like creatures.
Yeah, we have a chord target, so
I think he has two chords at least, too.
Yeah. So Tim's electing to play a version instead of with Elvis Messenger, you're playing with Chord of Calling, so you can go find the specific cards you want.
Yeah.
But
Sylvan Messenger.
It's sometimes slightly less powerful because you have to invest more mana into generating the lethal board state, but maybe slightly more consistent at like turn 3.5.
Mm-hmm.
Reha's going to consistently hit his very foil land drops. Farseek to find another one.
I have to talk to him about these foils. That they're hard to make out on camera. It's just too much of a reflection. That Water Grave's not foil. What's up with that?
Ask Kazu.
I don't feel like it.
Let's see here. What does Tim have available to him? A Dwin's Elite.
So was that his draw for the turn?
Yeah, another Dwin's Elite he had in his hand, so I'm not quite sure what his draw for the turn was. So this is a lot of mana and a lot of power. So, interesting. So Tim's choosing to pass the turn, really signifying that he has Chord of Calling. Yep, and he flashes them to us.
3.
So let's see here. We can chord for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Chord for Azuri and maybe untapping Keel.
Chord for 1. So you can chord for 1, and then chord for another 1 if you want. You can chord for 2 1-drops.
Or you... I just like getting Azuri and then maybe overrunning.
That's also true too.
Yeah.
Or an Elvis Archdruid, so you can untap and actually just chord both times.
Yeah, that's true.
So here's 1 chord.
So
this is basically Cryptic Command bait.
Yeah. Which he cryptics the first, and then Tim just has 2 more. So Tim is going to get to go hog wild on his turn here.
Yeah, but it's not going to be quite as insane because he's not going to have a fresh Archdruid.
Yeah, he's not going into the turn with a Lord.
So Spellskite's also interesting because it makes it so you have to have enough Valakut triggers to... Instead of 3 damage to kill your opponent, it has to be 2 damage. So you have to find basically 2 extra Valakut triggers, or go the route of 2 Valakuts.
Hi Ryan, thanks for watching. Why is everybody in New Jersey watching the F&M stream?
They probably have it on the screen. So Tim's going to go ahead and find himself an Elvish Archdruid here. That's going to act as both an anthem and a way to generate a ton of mana.
Ton of mana.
Yep.
Alright, so here's Banishing Light.
No, Banishing Light, Bring to Light.
Bring to Light. I do that all the time, actually.
It's fine. Bring to Light is a 3 blue and green sorcery with Converge that allows him to go fetch up a Damnation.
Wow.
So,
just your casual 6-for-1.
Yep.
I mean, but with Collected Company in the deck, elves can rebuild from that.
Yeah, I think this deck was originally tuned less for some of these tribal decks, and as necessary to play here at FNM, Reha's found a need for more board wipes available in the deck.
Yeah, so here's Azuri.
Yep, Tim's just going to play a just simple 1 alpha turn. It's not where he wants to be.
Because Tim hasn't dealt any damage to himself off his mana base, did he need 6 lands in play in order to just win with Scapeshift there?
It's going to be more, so it's going to be 7.
Okay.
You have to have the requisite 5 plus 1, so that'd be 18. That's at... yep.
So
8. He's going to need 8 lands, I'm sorry.
Playing that Steam Vince, putting that Steam Vince into play and shocking yourself is telling me Cryptic Command all over the place.
And that's one of Reha's many avenues to victory here.
Yeah. So here's Heritage Druid off of Cavern of Souls, so it cannot be countered. But it could be bounced. Or bouncing the Azuri at end step doesn't sound terrible either. But then he does have Scapeshift in hand, so he should be able to just cast Cryptic Command on whatever he likes here, and then untap and cast Scapeshift.
As long as... Is that a Cyclonic Rift? Dear God.
It probably is. That sounds greedy, and there's another Tribe Elder.
So
Reha
has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 means 6 lands plus Valakut is 18 damage, so we just have to find one more land, which is this Tribe Elder, and the marquee card Scapeshift.
He has Scapeshift.
Oh, we do have Scapeshift?
Yeah.
Sorry, Reha keeps shuffling so quickly I can't quite see it. I see a lot of Cryptics and Scapeshifts.
Yeah.
Yep. So here's going to be the fetch at the end step.
Sorry, Tim's at 19.
Oh, so Reha couldn't have done it last turn because he only had access to 2 green. And,
okay.
Yeah, and the Tribe Elder puts the land in tapped, so you needed to wait a turn.
Okay, but he has the land and the double green and the Scapeshift now, so...
So we're going to... Tim's probably going to make Reha play it out here. So he's going to cast Scapeshift, and then you're going to watch Reha do some math here to try and figure out how many mountains he has left in his deck.
Is that an issue for this version of the deck? Because obviously it plays significantly less mountains.
You just have to be careful and just take an extra moment. So Reha has 1, 2, 3 mountains on the battlefield. There are 10 total in his deck. So we have, 9 lands. So he'll sack a bunch and then go get 2 Valakuts and the rest mountains. So that's 1, 2 mountains, 3 mountains. So you're going to see 2 Valakuts and 6 mountains come out here.
So, and each Valakut will see each mountain.
Yep. And
so they'll each deal 12, which is 24.
36, but yeah, we're getting there.
Okay.
So, yep. 12.
So, all right. So, what you used to play a little bit of Scapeshift. So, how do you board against the tribal decks?
So it depends on. Reha's playing Bring to Light, which means he gets a lot more access to different toolboxy elements of the cards. So you're going to see cards like Anger of the Gods, Damnation, Wrath of God. These are all possible to cast with Bring to Light, or just if you tutor up your lands properly to do it, just hard cast them. Mm-hmm. You also, with all the colored mana, you have access to really strong sunbursts for cards like Engineered Explosives. Depending on what kind of, if he's leaning more towards the black or the red, or excuse me, the black or the white sideboard options in the Bring to Light version, I think we're seeing black. You might see another copy of Damnation. Anger of the Gods, like I said.
David Reha, Sam Haug is calling to you in the chat. He wants you to win this. So
Chalice of the Void is apparently a
Sam.
sideboard card that Reha has access to.
Chalice on 1 seems good against the Elf deck.
Yeah, unless Tim just incidentally grabs the Cavern of Souls.
It doesn't seem as strong against this modern version of Elves as it would be against like Legacy.
Legacy, yeah.
And honestly, I've found that Legacy Elves has a lot of opportunities to answer Chalices. So you probably bring it in against this deck, but how good is it? It's definitely not like game winning.
It's probably better than Remand.
Yeah, probably. So from Tim's side, like if this were a typical Scapeshift deck and you're playing the green-white version, you might play a card like Burning Forge Tinder to counter Anger of the Gods and Pyroclasms.
Mm-hmm.
But because Reha's playing the 5-color version, he gets to play cards like Damnation, like we saw.
Wrath of God.
Yeah, Wrath of God. He could have Supreme Verdict. So I think maybe if you have additional Spellskites is a card you might be interested in.
Again, Spellskite just makes the math a little bit weird. But here's the thing about Spellskite.
You're done too early, Ryan. Go back out.
Here's the thing that's weird about Spellskite. Although it buys you basically a turn.
Yeah.
Scapeshift has to get one more land in order to have extra Valakut triggers. But that's not... It doesn't attack.
That's probably not what... Then you'd probably be better spent just having another elf to try and win earlier.
Yep. So the way I like to sideboard in these... Elves has a combo-esque side to it, is you don't want to slow yourself down by spending 2 mana on a card that doesn't even pressure your opponent.
Right.
All it does is say, hey, you have to find one more land. What Scapeshift's really good at doing.
Yeah, in which you fog yourself because you cast a 2-mana spell on turn 2 that doesn't attack, so...
Mm-hmm. So, like you said, I think the white version, you just have access to things like Forge Tinder.
Well, Forge Tinder doesn't seem good against this version.
Yeah, I think Tim can almost just shuffle up the same 60 and just try and maybe cut the Spellskites for something with a little bit more toolboxy feel, like maybe a Selfless Spirit.
Yeah.
Indestructible does get around the non-regenerative.
Yeah, that's the Burn Tim Forge Tinder you want in this matchup.
Looks like Tim kept in the Spellskite.
Okay.
And then really has a slow hand after that.
Yeah, he's got
a couple
3-drops. 2 3-drops, a Nettle Sentinel, a Spellskite, and lands.
And what's that other white card? Is that... Do we have Selfless Spirit? No.
No. I think I named every spell in his hand. It seems pretty slow, honestly, but I guess you're giving yourself an opportunity to draw.
And Reha, again, off to one of the best starts Scapeshift has to offer, and that's turn 1 Suspended. Now, Tim is trying to put a lot of pressure on Reha. Reha took 2 off the Stomping Ground, a quick 2 off of the Nettle Sentinel, and he has 5 power total on board, so...
Yep. And he has Azuri or Archdruid to play on this turn.
And the land.
Yeah. Although, this game, unlike in Game 1, he is doing a fair amount of damage to himself off his lands.
Yeah, so once you've
gone under 18,
fallen under 18, you just stop caring, and you just really try and attack your opponent.
Yeah. Because being 19 or higher is a magic number when you're playing against Scapeshift, correct?
Yep. They do have the alternate game plan of just starting to aggressively fetch up mountains to kill you, but this version of Scapeshift is going to have a bit harder time maintaining that and triggering Valakut the manual way. Although it is an option for them. It's generally an option they explore when they're playing against control decks and grindy slow decks.
Blaine, Ron is not here. I told him to GTFO. He's not spending enough time with his granddaughter, and he is thankfully out of the building. All right.
Ron does a lot around here, so we try and get him out when we can.
Mm-hmm.
So Reha fetching up a swamp there, so this gives him access to 4 different colors of mana, which makes a card like Worldly Council really, really powerful.
Why are you popping up in both my chats? It's bad enough I got to play Magic with you, now I have to work with you, and now you're in both my chats.
Why trolling all the 4 Horsemen chats? So Reha's going to fetch up just another basic island, trying to get to that triple blue necessary for Cryptic Command. And let's see what he does here.
Blaine, you can make fun of Ron Telltale Tuesdays, and not next week because we're off, but the week after that. Then we can rag on them all you want.
So this is going to be a defensive. Wow, this is going to be the defensive bring to light that's necessary with all this power on board. Casting Anger of the Gods, exiling Tim's entire board here.
Wow.
Setting him back several turns. So
Tim's going to have to sit here and rebuild, choosing probably to spell Sky and play your second spell with the Elves Mystic. So.
So
Reha just picked up another copy of the uncastable Cryptic Command.
he's not far off. He only needs one more blue. And this deck does pretty well finding lands. He does have the Tri-Belter in hand.
Yeah, and the Tri-Belter is also a very good way to block.
Does it play more than one island? Because Tri-Belter just gets basics, right?
Yeah, so this deck will play 3 copies of Basic Island for you to be able to fetch up with cards.
Oh, yeah, he has 2 in play.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so here's Archdruid. Remand. So you said that Remand is better than Chalice, but what's better than Remand or Chalice?
Both.
Yep.
So we just drew Worldly Council, I believe. Worldly Council is a very interesting card. Has pseudo Converge on it, where he's going to look at all the basic land types, or not basic lands, but land types, and go that deep. So this card is, at worst, probably in this deck, Anticipate, and at best, look at the top 5, take 1.
The first time that Reha was on camera, he cast this card, and it was myself and Ryan Wolf commentating, and I just casually stepped downstairs because we didn't know what that card was.
No. So Reha used the Worldly Council, it looks like, to get a land, so you could play 6 land and then play 2 Tri-Belders, sacrificing to find lands 8 and 9. So if he has a second Scapeshift or a Bring to Light here, he's going to have access to 8 lands. And only 2 mountains are in play, so there's 8 remaining in his deck. So that'll
he does have double green.
Yep, and he has double green. So even if he draws the actual Scapeshift, he can go that route, and it looks as though
He
Reha's
has
going
a
to wipe
Scapeshift in hand.
Yep, Reha's going to wipe this game up real quick. Well, Spellskite makes math weird. Not weird enough with 2 Valakuts.
Yeah, with all of those lands in play, I think he's good. And he's just thinking about how he wants to tap.
Well, when you have double Valakut, you're going to have enough triggers that Tim is not going to be able to redirect only 7 of them, and we're about to have 12 of them.
So do you just bounce?
Or you can do this.
Yeah,
this works too.
Because you have enough mana for both, and you get to draw a card. Because why not?
This math is less hard.
Yes, it's like I don't feel like doing that math, so I'm just going to bounce your Spellskite because I have 8 mana. I'm a fan of Team Scrog Dog myself there, Diamato, but it's not looking good.
So it looks this way. Reha's got 8 mountains remaining, so he can sack literally his entire board here. Go get 6 mountains, 2 Valakuts.
And good on Tim for making them go through the math.
Yep.
All right, so we got David Reha going 4-0 on the night. 2-0 in the final round with Bring to Light Scapeshift over Tim Scroggs on Elves. Tim is finishing up at a very respectable 3-1. So congratulations to both players. Great event in both parts.
See, he did have access to to both the Self of Spirits. We also missed another good card.
Aven Mind Sensor.
Yeah,
that one's pretty good.
Sometimes it's good enough, sometimes it's not. It's great against Scapeshift, but sometimes against the search effects like Farseek, they're able to find at least something.
Yeah. And sometimes they do just whiff on it. Blaine, I don't know where this Caleb love is coming from, but you know what? You do you.
Do we want to go down and try and find ourselves another round?
Yeah, let's go. Let's take a quick break, see if we can get another match. If not, we're going to come up and we're going to talk about some Modern Masters, mention the event tomorrow again, and then we'll wrap up after that. We'll be right back, guys. Once again, I'm Ryan.
This is Brian.
Thanks for watching.
Hang around for a little bit. Hey guys, thanks for staying with us real quick. We have a couple quick announcements. It turns out most of the games downstairs are finishing really quickly or they're on game 3, so we don't want to have them move. So Ryan, why don't you tell us about something that we have planned for this Thursday?
We're doing something super exciting that we haven't done before. We're going to do our first box opening, and we're starting with maybe the most hyped set since
The first Modern Masters?
The first
just
Modern
because
Ma-
we had never
probably.
had one before?
Yeah, so we're going to do a box opening of Modern Masters 2017 live on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. It's going to be this Thursday at 8 o'clock. You can join myself and Brian. We're going to open every pack, and we're going to tell you all the good cards, and we're going to give away a free pick of any card in the pack to one person who's watching. We're
So what that means is you guys want to root for us to open up really cool cards.
Yeah, like if we open Foil Tarmogoyf, we're going to pick one player at random who can choose any card in the box, including the Foil Tarmogoyf. And then the rest of those cards are going to go on sale at our midnight release that night. So we'll have them available as singles.
So what that means is you guys are going to want to tune in to our various chats, so you guys will be eligible for us to pick. So what do you guys think? What do you guys want us to open? Do you want to see a foil snap? Do you want to see a foil Tarmogoyf? Do you just want a Snapcaster Mage? Are we not greedy here?
I'm actually super curious what the foiling is going to look like on the new Snapcaster art.
Oh, it's going to be real pretty.
Because it has lightning and stuff on it, right? There's a lot of potential for that to be a great foil. And I'm not even a foil guy.
I just want to see a foil Voice of Resurgence. That card's always been pretty foil. It's going to be pretty foil this time as well. So.
Yeah, for sure. So we haven't determined the exact way that we're going to give out the card, but it will be to someone who is watching, and we're going to use the chat and whatever function that we give it out. So definitely mark your calendars, tune in this Thursday at 9 o'clock on either Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube, and you'll have a chance to win any card out of the box that we open. Otherwise, you just get to see us crack packs.
Modern Masters is going to be a fun set to crack.
Yeah, I'm going to be squealing like a girl, oh my gosh, I got Scalding Tarn Foil Path Exile pack. This is the best pack I've ever opened.
I'm
not quite, but
I'm real excited to open my box as well.
Mm-hmm. So, other upcoming things, if you missed our announcement earlier, we are still taking pre-orders on Modern Masters up until the 15th. You can order your first 2 boxes at the rate of $195 before tax. After that, any additional boxes are $210, and then upon release, it will be $220 per box, which is still $20 under MSRP. So definitely take advantage of this price while it lasts. We don't know what the exact amount of release is going to be, so we don't know if we're going to be able to hold that price long term while we have the product. Once it becomes more scarce, it may have to go up. So I definitely encourage people to buy early and to pre-order if you're interested in this set.
All right, and don't forget about tomorrow. We have a Legacy Grinder. 75 proxies are allowed, so make sure you print them out. Just get here a little bit early so you can go ahead and make sure that all your proxies are okay with the judge. What time is that event tomorrow, right?
Is it noon? $20 to play, and there are cash prizes. If you're in the area, Morgantown, Fairmont, hit me up on Facebook if you need a deck. If you don't have time to print off a whole one and proxy it, I do have several that are all ready to go. So just hit me up and I'll see if I can help you out. I've got a few different ones to choose from.
It's a great opportunity just to play Legacy, or to try out maybe a new Legacy deck before you invest in some of the expensive cards to play. So come on out this weekend and play some Legacy. Cast some Brainstorm, cast some Thalia.
Yeah, it's both of those cards, 2 of my favorite cards. Love them. It's right here and right here, but super fun. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Do make sure to tune in this Tuesday at 8 o'clock, where we'll have our new episode of This Week at Four Horsemen, which if you haven't watched before, that's our weekly show where we tell you what's going on this week at Four Horsemen. And then catch us next Friday for F&M and Thursday at 9 for our box opening. Thanks for watching. Thank you, Kurt and I, for running our event tonight. Thank you, Ron, for just being Ron. Thank you, Aaron, for running the counter. Thank you, Sam, for helping out. And thank you, Brian, for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yep. Thanks for watching, guys. Once again, we are broadcasting from Four Horsemen Comics and Gaming in Morgantown, West Virginia. Make sure to check out our other locations in Waynesburg, Pennsylvania, and in Clarksburg, West Virginia. Thanks. Thanks for watching. Stay classy.
Have a good night.
I broke it.
Did you break it?
I broke it. Oh, I fixed it. There we go.
We muted.